Ladies and gents, welcome back to another one. This is going to be a shorter video today, but a much needed one. It should be a surprise to nobody anymore that Pokemon has managed to once again upset the internet at large. The words Pokemon and controversy basically go hand in hand in the current year. And today is no different. A bunch of children have woken up today to find that Santa has squoze out a log at the foot of their bed. And I am one of those children. I can't even pretend. So what's happened this time? Well, today marks the 1-year anniversary of Pokémon Pocket TCG, the mobile version of the Pokemon card game. And it's something that I've been playing religiously, as many of you know, from day one, from release until now. And oh my god, this celebration of their 1-year anniversary could not have gone any worse than you could possibly imagine. Genuinely. Now, Reddit is known for being an absolute dumpster fire 24/7, and today again is no different. It is an absolute dumpster fire, specifically on the Pokemon Pocket subreddit. So this needs a bit of a backstory on why Reddit is alight, is ablaze, is burning down on today of all days. Well, if you don't know what Pokemon Pocket is, it's basically just the digital version of the physical card game. You can open packs, you can collect them, you can battle with them, you can do ranked tournaments, you name it. It's just the virtual version. And just like the physical version, they release new packs and new sets basically every month or two at this point. Very recently it has been every month. And it's kept the meta fresh, it's kept it exciting. All cards are usable in play from the beginning set to now. I fall into the same category as many of the people that play this game. I am both somebody who likes to fill out my Pokédex, collect everything, but also take part in ranked battles. The majority of people seem to fall into this Venn diagram crossover of both collecting and playing. Well, today, Pokemon have just whipped it out and told us it's raining, when it's quite clearly not. This is the biggest instance of greed from the Pokemon Company that I think I've ever seen. Because this isn't just greed, this is just downright torture. So, today they released the new set, and I use quotations, air quotations, very intentionally here, because to this day, every new set has included either new Pokemon or new versions of existing Pokemon that are in the game with new mechanics, new like evolution traits, and just new ways to switch up the meta, to switch up the meta game. Well, they announced that this new set was going to be a break. It was going to be room to breathe in the final month so that the ranked meta doesn't require people to scramble to get the new cards while the ranked tournament is taking place. That's fine. I've got no issue with that. However, this is where everyone does have an issue. 95%, yes, I am not joking, 95% of the cards in this set of 360 are cards from previous sets. Now again, I don't have too much of an issue with this because this was advertised as a set where you could catch up and get the cards you were missing. You know, lots of people have got like kind of holes in their Pokédex throughout the last 10 sets that they've been wanting to fill in. And these packs offer all the EX cards, some of the higher, the higher rarity ones that people were missing from previous sets. Except this is where it kind of goes belly up and falls apart at the seams entirely. This set will only be available to purchase and open for 1 month, then it vanishes. So already you've got a bit of FOMO thrown in there, but at least you can complete those gaps in your previous sets, right? Well, wrong. They don't fill in the gaps in the previous sets. Now bear in mind, these are identical artworks. I mean, look at these artworks. They're the same. Literally, they are. They are the same card, the same name, the same art, the same kind of art styling. There is no difference. They are that card. But for whatever reason, they've given us a new set to complete, which consists of 330, 340 cards that we've already collected that we will need to recollect again for some arbitrary made-up reason to fill in this Pokédex. Now, lots of people are going to say, well, just don't do it. But the problem is, they are aware that many people have been trying so hard to make sure there are no gaps in their Pokédex in the sets, which was the entire purpose of releasing this set, to allow people a 1 month period to catch up on cards that they missed in the previous sets, to fill it out and to feel that sense of completion before moving into the second year of the B set of cards. So all of this set was set A, like Master Set A. We're moving into Master Set B. People obviously want to complete all of the subsets that have led up to the end of the year. So naturally, they've had to employ FOMO to try and get people, prod them with a stick to complete this, because they know that people will want to complete it. And I think this is where it becomes very predatory. Not that, opening packs of cards with random pull chances isn't predatory already, but this has dialed it up to 11. Because this morning, when I woke up and started opening the new set and realised, wait, they're not checking off the actual card slots that they are, I went to Reddit thinking, okay, there's a problem here. And of course, to see if anyone else has had the same problem as me. Well, it turns out everybody had. And everybody, for the first 2 hours of this set being out, were absolutely convinced that this was a bug. Because it's just not feasible that a company would come up with this as part of a release and think this is a good idea. No, it has to be a bug. You know me, I am a huge advocate of consumer rights, which is why I'm extremely proud that today's video is sponsored by the Consumer Rights Wiki, founded by Lewis Rossman and supported by the Fulu Foundation. Now, hold on a second. They're not asking you to buy anything. They are not trying to sell you anything. In fact, they are asking for your help in writing high-quality articles around consumer rights. The Consumer Rights Wiki is a relatively new service and publication, and so far they have written over 600 high-quality articles in just under a year, covering a range of topics such as HP printers not allowing you to use the scan functionality because you don't have ink, and possibly one of the most egregious of them all, Amazon altering the content of purchased ebooks after you've already purchased them, going through and completely sanitizing all of the text in that book that you already bought. And with a never-ending slew of consumer right violations popping up every day, such as Samsung enabling full-screen advertisements on their smart fridges that you already purchased. The Consumer Rights Wiki is trying to build a reputable site that becomes the source of knowledge on consumer rights, with well-written and well-sourced articles, but they need your help doing that. With this being a wiki, anybody can edit and anybody can contribute. So if you're looking to help contribute towards people understanding their consumer rights, or maybe you're just looking to better understand your consumer rights, check out the Consumer Rights Wiki using the link in the description below. A massive thank you to Consumer Rights Wiki for sponsoring today's video. You guys are legends. Well, it turns out no, it's not a bug, because the Pokemon Trading Card Pocket Japan X account, that was a mouthful, posted regarding the expansion pack, High Class Pack EX, which is a terrible name, but that's the Japanese name translated to English, doesn't matter. Released today, the cards obtained will be registered in the High Class Pack EX Pokédex. They will not be registered in the Pokédex of previously released expansion packs, despite them being that expansion pack's card. Mind-blowing. We look forward to your continued support for Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. I'm sure you do look forward to it. Well, they didn't have to look forward to it for long, because it erupted on Reddit, like completely just erupted. People are suitably pissed that this is a thing, because what needs to be made clear here is, while they never stated explicitly that these old cards that are being re-released would apply to the set that they actually came from originally, they never explicitly said that. Their wording was so misleading on this that it led everybody to believe that this is how it worked. YouTubers in the Pokemon space were covering this as it was supposed to be this way because nothing said otherwise, and this is obviously what they meant when they said that this was coming out in the form that it was. They have seen that absolutely everybody was assuming it was going to work this way because of the way they'd worded it. So essentially, they've lied by omission and ignored the need to tell people, wait, no, that's not how this works. until the 11th hour when they've released the pack, not said anything. People have all bought it trying to get the old things that they needed, only to find out that they don't have the old things they needed. They now have the old things that they couldn't get, but they've now got it in a new set, which means they still need to get the old thing that they were missing, which circumvents the entire purpose of a catch-up set. Because this isn't a catch-up set, as many people have pointed out. This is a fallback set. People aren't going to be able to complete this. This has set anyone who was on track to complete it back to the Stone Age. And here's why. Normally, you get 5 cards in a pack. With this set, you get 4. But it's only around for a month. Now, you get 2 packs a day. 2 packs a day is 8 cards. Times that by 30. Actually, So 8 cards times the 30-day window of this existing is 240. If you get 240 cards, no duplicates at all, you are just over halfway through completing the set, which is not feasible. Every set until now, you've been able to complete at your own leisure and try to catch up. And even there, with the 1-month release cycle of new expansions, it's been very hard to try and keep up. This has tipped people over the edge, and rightly so. Normally I laugh at a Reddit dumpster fire. This one is fully justified. Like, the comments here are just on point. Like, this person says, still 5 hours ago, holding out hope. I hope it's a bug, it just doesn't make sense. The reason it doesn't make sense is because you might be thinking, well, it should be clear by now that this is for the new set, not for the old set. Silly. Well, every set has got quests tied to it, or missions tied to it, that are specific to that set and the Pokemon from that set. Well, every card that you open from this new set is completing quests for the old set that these cards were from. Meaning they are coded as being those cards from the old set. Which is what everyone expected. So it seems like they've made a last-minute change to make its own new set for money-grubbing reasons, and they forgot to remove the code that completed the quests for the sets they were actually meant to be applied to. I'm going to be completely honest. I think this is one of those moments where Pokemon is going to have their hand forced. Because just watching the YouTuber, the content creator space around this Pokemon Pocket game, the people who I normally tune into and watch them opening packs live on set release day have all took a stand of defiance and said, I'm absolutely not opening these. This is a waste of time, money, and just the viewer's time. I'm just reopening old crap. And I know a lot of people that play Pokemon Pocket. A lot of you guys have added me on there because we do wonder picks from one another and whatnot. I can see that a lot of you guys aren't opening the new packs either. You don't show up on my wonder pick with new packs. You show up opening the old packs, which is where you wanted the cards from. I think that this is going to be the worst earning month of Pokemon Pocket in history. In its 1-year history. Because there is just no proposition value at all to anyone. There's like 10 cards that are By the way, to clarify, there are no new cards at all. When I said there are 10 new cards, I mean there are 10 new artworks of existing cards. And they're pretty cool artworks. But even the people who are chasing those are saying point blank, this is just not worth it. It's not. People have run the numbers, they've done the maths, and it just isn't worth it. I know it seems like every other month Pokemon is doing something to rile people up, whether it's their horrific acts with Palworld, their terrible releases of games that are just laggy, buggy, and not up to standard. There seems to constantly be something, but I have to be completely honest. This is the most egregious, money-grabbing thing that I think I've ever seen Pokemon do, bar none. Nothing has topped this, at least to my knowledge. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I know that a lot of the YouTubers that do cover this game are very toxically positive. They don't want to speak out against the creators of the game that they play because they're fearful of something. In private, they openly admit that this is an absolute dumpster fire. But at the end of the day, I've got no skin in the game when it comes to YouTube and this game. I don't create content on this game, but I have religiously played it because the game is actually fun. I enjoy playing ranked. And it is really sad to see that, of all times, during the 1-year anniversary pack launch, they've decided to just screw over everybody collectively. Because this doesn't benefit anyone, other than them and lining their pockets, obviously. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, if you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe. It would be much appreciated. A massive thank you to the patrons, and until next time, take care.